Hey, welcome to Cross the Water Podcast.
Well, you better find something safe to do.
You better find something safe to do because it's about to get real reckless, real crazy, but very informative.
That part.
My name is Fastlanelambo, and I'm here with my lovely, amazing co-host.
Kokayeena.
Hey, and you already know where we're from. We're from Richmond, Virginia.
Specifically.
So what we're trying to do is make sure that we get some of the best information passed off to our community as well as to the world.
But we're going to argue a little bit first. Because what's a good solution without a good problem first? So one of the reasons why we're here really is to debate a little bit. We're going to talk about our personal opinions. We're going to debate it out. And then more importantly, though, we're going to leave tonight with a solution to whatever problem we've been discussing on the show. Now, here's the thing. That may not be the solution, but it's going to be a start to solutions to whatever we got going on. And that's the name of the game. We so tired of the back and forth, specifically the I hate you, you hate me. Good Lord. When I meaning women, him meaning men.
Right.
So we are not doing that. And if we have to have a back and forth session like that, again, no problems with our solutions. That's the name of the game over here. That's why you got to find something safe to do before you pull up on us over here.
But before you get into that, please let us know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Jewel Princess Johnson, a.k.a. Kokayeena, a.k.a. the dopest host on the East Coast, and wherever I'm at, I'm going to do the most. And tonight, we cross the water. I've a number of things. I wear a number of hats. I'm an event host, an event planner. I'm a speaker, a singer, a musician, an artist. I'm a historian. I've pretty much touched a number of hats, and I'm proud of all of them. And what I'm doing right now is here with y'all.
Right. Well, I love hearing that. I am Lambo for short. Most people call me Fastlanelambo. Some people call me Shane. My mama call me Piglet. So whatever you,
I would call you Piglet too.
whatever you decide is best. At the end of the day, I don't care what you call me, baby. Just call me.
That's the one.
You know what I'm saying?
I care what I'm called. Don't call me anything. Don't call me the B word.
All right, just call me. The minutes is free.
Especially if it's some money on the line.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta wait till after 9. But okay, something about me, if you want me to go and break this down, I am a photographer, videographer. I am an artist as well. I'm an audio engineer. I wear many hats as well. I like to get myself out into the community to make sure that there are things flowing smooth at certain events. I love to fly drones, and I am a opinionated person. So this is going to be a great podcast.
Oh, yeah. And just kind of backstory on how me and Lambo met. We met because we argued on social media. So I want y'all to understand that the difference of opinion is very real between this duo, which is one of the reasons why we came together for this. Because even though we argued, there would be another post where he came back and my response and his response was so different than what we were used to. We was like, y'all cool people, bro.
I see you.
And ever since then, we've been here. So we do hope that you guys come, sit, relax, sit back, but learn. And that's the most important part of what we're doing is to make sure we're educating our communities. So yeah, sit back, relax, and welcome to Cross the Water. All right, our first topic for today is what is black and how do you identify as such? I'll give Lambo the floor first because again, we have two totally different opinions about this. So, yeah, Lambo, let's talk to me.
All right, first of all, I'd like to start off to say I was told, when we're going into the segment of what is black, that I can only celebrate half of Black History Month due to my complexion.
I did say that.
So it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We gotten beyond the point. Today is the 22nd. So, but at the end of the day, if you want to ask me what is black, black is merely just a classification or a color within the crayon box. To me, it has no bearings on my skin complexion nor the next person's skin complexion. With people have to understand that black also fits into the mode of race. Race is a label. It's not a creation by God himself. It's a label from another man passed to another man or child or a woman. Okay. I myself do not denounce anybody else speaking against being black. I'm proud of whatever you identify yourself with.
So what you identify as?
I identify as Shane.
Nope, that doesn't work. On a piece of paper.
On a piece of paper, if I am classified and a job asks me, yes. But see, this has been due to the fact that I have been ingrained to do so until I did my research. So having the research, knowing that, okay, number one, we'll be honest with you. There's only percentage of me that even identifies to this classification of being black, being that my family has native roots.
But you know where your family came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Keep going. I don't cut you off. Go ahead, Lambo.
That's perfectly fine.
Because that matters. Go.
Knowing your history, knowing your lineage means more than anything to me in this world. So when you want to identify me as black, let's just go back to the roots of where I really have come from.
I think that works for you. So I'm going to jump in.
Go ahead.
I think, all right, and again, most of this part of the segment is opinion-based because, again, everybody looks at black differently, right? But he said black was a color in the crayon box. I 100% disagree. I believe that one of the reasons why we, as a people, we should identify as black, big B, not little b, not crayon box black. I'm talking about big B. An identifier is because that's all we know. So the difference between me and Lambo is that Lambo could tell you, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from whatever. And I mean, I did the ancestry too, and we'll talk about my heritage at a later date. But he can tell you, I did this, I'm from here, my ancestors came from here, whatever. But let's say you are in America and you don't know any of that, right? I can't call you African American because the reality is that you're not African. But what we can agree on is that you are American, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's across the board. You was born here. That's a culture. That's a nationality. So you're American for sure. Now, it's what type of American are you? In this case, you would be black, big B American, because this is your specific identifier. I'm not talking about somebody that's Polish American.
Okay.
I'm not talking about somebody that's Native American.
Okay.
I'm not talking about somebody that's German or any of these people because they have ideology. What's the word? Ideologies. Help me out now. That they can directly identify to. And I think if you know who you are in that aspect, identify as such.
I can respect that.
But if you don't know who the hell you are, you black Americans think. You black.
I like that.
So yeah, so that's my definition of what is black. It's not to discredit the people who know. I don't think that's for them. I don't think what is black is for them. I think the fact that we identify as black, big B, heavy on the big B, because the moment you lowercase it, you just strip me of my culture.
Is that so?
Yes.
So let me ask you something.
You crayon boxed me.
I might
when you little B me.
Right.
But if you call me black American big B, not to be confused with white American, because white people can identify themselves.
Yeah.
Once again, they Polish, they German,
right.
They're all these other shit. Scandinavian. Yeah. So American. They have a culture where they can directly identify.
Right.
And I feel like since a lot of us cannot do that, how we identify is big B black American.
So then let me ask you this then.
Don't ask me.
Do you believe if identifying that as a pro, can it come with certain cons to it?
I don't think that it's any con to embracing big B blackness.
Okay.
Unless you know your heritage.
Okay.
Because if you know who you are, for example, if you know that you're Native American,
right.
you should be identifying as Native American. And you can even go further because you're still black. Guess what you can say? I'm black, big B, and Native American.
And Native American.
And Native American.
Big N.
Big N.
Big N.
This is my heritage.
Right.
You could be like, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, for you not to know, you don't know what the fuck you are. For all you know, I'm Nigerian.
Very true.
Or Jamaican.
Very true.
Or South African. Because I met a white guy who was from South Africa, and you know he told me he was African American. That stuff messed me up for like days until I realized he was from South Africa. Okay. He would be African American.
Right.
But he was white. See why that don't work? Because he was from South Africa.
Right.
He was born in America.
No, I understand what you're saying. So
that's why that ideology, it doesn't work.
So I will ask this.
He's a real African American. He's born in Africa, came to America.
Right.
Boom.
By nationality.
Yes. He would be African American.
Okay.
I'm black. I'm just black American. And tell her we do the little ancestry shot. We gonna do that on the show, by the way, y'all. We gonna do that. That's next month. But yeah, until I had to figure out who I am or know specifically who I am, you can just call me Black Big B.
You call me Shane, Big S. You feel me? That's what it is. Don't call.
And I'm Big Yayo, not to be confused with the little one. All right, so as y'all know, we are from Richmond, Virginia.
A lot of history. A lot of history. Big history.
Specifically Black history. And if we don't love nothing else, let me tell you what we do love. Being Black. And so one of the major parts of this show we want to do is make sure you are learning your history and her story and the things that pertain to you directly. And so today's story is going to be a quick story about a guy named Gabriel Prosser. Gabriel Prosser was a slave that held the first slave rebellion right here in Richmond, Virginia. What makes this story really special is that he almost got away with it until somebody snitched on him. And I love telling Black facts hood. I love telling us our history the way we can understand it.
It's always a rat.
It's always a rat.
It's always a rat.
And so this rebellion probably would have been successful had someone not snitched on him. He managed to, and also we do not condone violence, nor do we support it, nor are we okay with that. However, in this particular favorite, Gabriel Prosser was running through. He was the Nat Turner of Richmond.
Correct.
Okay? If you know anything about Nat Turner, he was one of the first Black men to have hold a slave revolt. So Gabriel Prosser basically tried to Nat Turner his way through Richmond. He was eventually snitched on. They ended up finding him and 26 other co-conspirators, and they ended up being hanged downtown Richmond. To people that's listening from Richmond, when you ride across downtown with 95 North, there is a sign on the highway, a brown sign that said, "Here lies Gabriel Prosser." Mm-hmm. So if you want to know specifically where he was hanged, just ride across 95 North right before you get to downtown, and it's a brown sign right there that'll tell you specifically where he was hanged. So that's just a little bit about your history right here. We definitely did have, while we were worried about what was going on through the slave trade, we absolutely had Black men and Black women who were willing to put themselves and their lives on the forefront for our freedom. So today we celebrate Gabriel Prosser and all his work.
Hey, let me
get some of that.
Let me get a little bit.
Yeah, we salute you. We celebrate you,
we
Gabriel Prosser.
salute you. Much love for being able to put us in a certain position to even understand you and understand what it's like to begin a fight for freedom.
Facts.
Because a lot of us are still fighting for a certain type of freedom today.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it is beautiful to have an example in front of us and to be able to understand the history and story behind this person.
Yep.
Who can give the next generation pride as long as we learn how to pass it down properly.
That's the one. Generational history, generational wealth.
All right. Well, I loved hearing about Gabriel Prosser. I myself wanted to dig a little bit into the Shirley Plantation. Why the Shirley Plantation? Mm-hmm. Well, it happens to deal with the lineage of my family, which I found out recently.
That's right.
So it's actually wild when you can step back onto a plantation. The first time that I actually visited Shirley Plantation, which is off the Route 5 or New Market Road.
Okay, gotcha.
New Market Road in the East End, heading towards, I would say, towards Virginia Beach direction, heading towards there, to be able to understand, you can just feel. You can feel the spirits.
Cotton picking.
You can feel it. Oh my God! Just to see the open fields and to have to wonder about how long it took if you tried to escape. But to get back on topic, Shirley Plantation happens to be the second family-owned business in America that's withstanding and still makes money today.
Yeah.
And to know that, me taking a trip out there and just feeling it and not knowing that my family had lineage to the Carters out there.
So when you say lineage, were your family slaves or were your families owners of the plantation? Like, how does the lineage work?
My family were actually slaves.
Oh, you was picking cotton?
Yeah, we were slaves.
Well, not you, because you've been inside the house.
No, I'm wearing the cotton now.
It's giving house there. He a little light, y'all. He a little light.
I'm okay with that.
He a little light.
I'm okay with folding towels inside
He was inside
the
the house. He was definitely inside the house, yeah. Okay, so how does that feel? So you went to the Shirley Plantation. I know you said you could feel the history, but as a Black man, how does that make you feel?
Pain, and I will say pain directly because this land in itself could have been owed to my family.
It probably was owed to your family,
as far as I know, or to see the same family and their lineage.
Yeah.
Down there's baby Carter William, whatever his name is, and his family, and they're just looking at me like I'm just any other tourist. And deep inside, I'm thinking to myself,
you built the land that holds the house,
right? Just my not me specifically, but my family. So it hurts to see them not be able to get their just due still today.
Yeah.
And knowing that this place still makes money today.
How do they make money?
Tourism.
Of course they do.
Tourism.
Of course you would use my history and then capitalize off of it.
Right. You know,
I love it.
To see certain things about
Love it.
You know, learning how there were real life pigeon coops and seeing a real pigeon coop out there, to see, you know, learning the history of how we started eating things such as pig feet and chitlins.
Scraps.
You know,
And just while we are in there, because again, we're all about teaching mamas in the show. If you do not know how black folks start eating this food, listen, you need to understand how colorful your people are, okay? Because you could have given us dirt and we would have made a mud pie out of it, and it would have been wonderful. So how we got to the point where we were eating collard greens,
they would be selling a recipe to the mud pie today.
Yes, we were eating mud and chitlins,
right?
Chitlins and pig feet. It's because literally after they took the good parts of the food, this was all we had left. So
Correct.
your aunties and your aunties and them and your grandmamas and big mamas and them, they scooped that pig feet up and them chitterlings and threw them over in the pot. And baby cooked us a good meal. And that's how we got there. But don't eat the pig feet if you can help that.
I don't do the pig feet.
Don't
But
eat that.
my family's still off the chitlins. Don't worry about it.
But keep eating collards because they are really healthy for you. So don't let folks tell you collard greens is bad for you. There's a lot of good stuff in collard greens, so eat that. But just remember, every time you take a bite out of a collard green, you're taking a bite out of your history.
Yo.
That was good.
I'd rather you do that than take a bite out of crime. So whatever you decide to do.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that's our history, her story segment today, y'all. If y'all have any other black facts, we love those. But I mean, white facts cool too, because that's our history too. We always try to create a differentiation between white history and black history. When the reality is, if it's American history, it's our history.
It is our history for sure.
It's literally our history. You cannot put the black in front of it to diminish. It's ours. It's yours.
Our history.
This hour of my land. So yeah. All right. So yeah, the next topic we go. My lip hot. You can leave this pot in because my lip was just hot. I just did the little boop 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 and they just threw me off and my lip started sweating already. And so, cause that's how you know this topic about to be hot and heavy.
Shit is awesome.
Yeah.
It gets spicy around here.
It definitely does. So the next topic we're gonna roll into, y'all, today is child support. The question is, what's the question, Nebo?
If you want me to get into it,
what's the question? What's your question? Go ahead, man.
My question had to deal with whether or not who does it affect or who does it hurt.
Black men.
But since we know the answer, you also had a question to it as well.
Yeah. How is it effective?
Is child support effective? So I want to know from other people as well. When we get the chance to get some feedback in the comment section,
I want to hear your opinion.
I need to know if is child support overall effective to the family, not just to your pockets, but to the family. Is it helping? Is it hindering?
Is it hurting?
Is it helping? Is it hurting?
Okay, let's go into personal situation. Have you ever been on child support?
Yes.
Okay, how did it affect you?
I think
so. Let's go back. I'm sorry,
okay.
And we don't get into our personal life here because we don't got time for y'all to be playing with us on social media because we play back real heavy. So don't come across the water. You better find something safe to do.
You know
okay.
You better get it right.
Period.
Get it right
so with that being said, we don't really talk about our personal lives too much, but we will talk about our personal situations. So I don't want you to talk about your children specifically, baby, whatever.
Of course not.
But I just want to talk about like child support. How much was your child support order first? Answer that for me.
Oh, initially, I want to say when I first was put on child support, at a time I was like 19, fresh out of high school.
Phew.
I was
not even old enough to have child support.
What?
You ain't got the money.
When you're making $7.25 as the minimum wage.
Child.
You're making $7.25 as the minimum wage, and child support is $300 already out of that thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
your child support was $300 a month.
Yeah.
At
it was
19.
a little, three and some change.
Ish.
Yeah.
And then at what point did it elevate?
It never elevated. I got on my stuff.
Period. Okay, so just because we get the backstory. So it never changed. Did
Correct.
you continue to pay it, or did the order just stop because you got on your stuff?
Well, I'm gonna be completely honest.
Transparency.
With you.
That's the person.
Transparency.
Yeah.
I was always on my stuff. The
Period.
person who I was dealing with used it as a bitter type of mechanism.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. Come back.
All right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So at the 300, it never went up or down.
Correct.
You was at the 300 until the child is, and the child is how old?
My child now is 16.
And are you still on the child support at 300 a month?
Negative.
Okay, so how did you get out of the child support? That's great. How did you get from being on child support to no longer being there?
Okay, so I'll be honest with you.
And we love a transparent moment.
All right, so my child support ended the moment that I was heading into the Army, to be honest with you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Of course, it would end around the time because why have me on child support? We're together. I'm marrying
And I'm gonna take care of my child.
I'm taking care of my child. I was already taking care of my kid, but it really changed the person's perspective to make me subjective to the child support. You know, so it never was that I was never around. It was never the case of the fact that I wasn't financially, because I grinded it out no matter whatever the situation, tough times or not. It really was subjective of the person who I made a mother at the time.
Okay.
And how big of a wound I left her by not being with her and having this as a backlash type thing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, being that child support can be used as a weapon, you kind of have to, as a man, grow up a little bit quicker mentally. Grow up mentally, and I'm going to tell you why.
Let's get into it.
Because at the end of the day, instead of being a bitter man about how much money is being taken out your pocket, you can just go ahead and step up to the plate and go get you some more. Go get you some money.
And that's where I'm going to slide it.
Go get you some money.
So, y'all, I wanted y'all to hear Lambo's story because I wanted you to hear a male's perspective on how child support affects. Now, for one last question though, before I go into my situation total.
Okay.
By the time you got off child support, were you in the rears or were you actively paid up?
By the time I was never really in arrears.
All right, boom. So child support did not negatively affect you.
Correct.
Okay. Put a pin in that.
Okay.
Because we always ask who it affect. It didn't really negative affect you. Your child was taken care of. You were okay, but
no, I wasn't one of them people who had the law on their front door trying to lock them up behind them. Nah, we don't play them games.
Because you paid your child support.
Pay that paper.
Yeah, because $300 a month, realistically, that's not a lot of money. Okay.
No, not at all.
So let's talk about my situation and also to the people that's listening, to be quite honest with y'all, my son is actually in the building. And so because he is in the building today, I will try to cater or try to filter. And I'm telling y'all this because I'm a single mom. So y'all need to understand that right now as we speak, my son is in the building with us because I'm a single mom. You know what I'm saying? And we are all big on transparency, okay? So how my son's father ended up on child support, let's talk about it.
Okay.
As my son's father was rolling weed, and that's an important part, put a pin in that. As he's rolling up a blunt of weed, y'all, I'm like, look, I'm not really sure how this thing gonna go. Mind y'all, I flipped the car, I broke my back. That's a story for another day. So at this point now, my money already crazy. But Jeremiah gotta go to daycare, and I'm sorry, let me rephrase. I'm preparing at this point to go back to work. This is before the crash. And so I'm like, look, bro, you know, we got the church mamas watching our kids. And I'm going to be real with y'all. The church mamas won't charge but like $100 a week, $75 to $100 a week. I reached out to my child's father as he was rolling up weed. That's important. And I'm going to tell you why it's important when I tell y'all what I asked him for. As he was rolling up weed, I was like, hey, yo, the only thing I'm asking for right now is $100 a month to assist with the child. Oh. I saw your face in the reflection. I was like, listen.
She got a nigga cutting baby mama coupons out and my book or whatever. I need
let me get a
discount then.
So as he was rolling up the ganja, this man looked me in my face on Beyonce internet, but we was in person. But he looked me on my face on Beyonce internet and was like, I ain't sure I'm gonna be able to do that because I can't commit to it. As he was rolling up a reefer.
How you get the reefers? How you get? Did he?
Bruh, and my logic was, you mean to tell you can't come up with $25 a week?
You need to be selling that blunt.
You need to not
sell that blunt that you're rolling right now.
So check it. So I went down to the place, you know what I'm saying, put the order in only because realistically I gotta go back. I need help. I gotta go back to work. They set his order for $370 or $375 a month, in which I have never changed the order. Okay. So I want y'all to understand that this man's the order, because I can't say he's been paying it, right, but the order has only been for $375 a month. Now listen, remember I told y'all the daycare was $100 a week at that time. By the time Jeremiah had got to 4 months, daycare was $256, or maybe I'm lying. Let me not lie.
Daycare crazy.
By the time he got to a year, because I think I may have took her out of there maybe 2 years. He had been with family, like I said, Auntie Miss Pam, rest in peace, Miss Pam. 5 seconds for Miss Pam. For the lady who took care of my son, like literally had my son when I crashed that car. Had my son.
Understood.
Rest in peace, Miss Pam. But yeah, so I was only asking for the $100. When he couldn't do that, I set the order up, and they said $375 per month. Okay, now at the time, by the time Jeremiah got to daycare, y'all, his daycare bill was $256 per week.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is well into the $1,000. So at $350 per month, this is not even helping us or assisting me. Now, here's the reality. At this point, that man is $20,000 in the rears. Bands.
I know the people looking
Bands
for
will
him.
make us dance. I'm tapping. Bands will make us dance. They're not. They're not looking for him on the account of me. They're not looking for him on account of I never pressed it. But here's where he's messed up. He can't get a passport.
Right.
Because when we say, how does it affect them? These are the answers.
I know that boy tax money gone too.
Every check.
I know that
thing
tax
hit my
money
account every year. I'd be like, damn, they got you again. And it's crazy because the last time they got him, I'm like, look, show up for your kid for 6 months and I'll give you that and take and drop the order.
You're a different person.
I know I am because you know why I'm not. You know why I'm different? Because I'm not broke or bitter.
Right.
I told a girl one day, you not bitter, you're broke. So the reality is, when you got to the point where you began to struggle, you needed to lean on him more. Therefore, you begin to spite him. Therefore, now you're all down there at child support trying to make him pay more, do this, do that. No. When that man left, I asked God to do 2 things for me. And this the part y'all catch. Women. I asked God to do 2 things before that man left. Number 1, heal my heart. Because I will never be able to be a good mom to that child if you don't heal my heart. Number 2, put me in the position to take care of my baby.
Right, I can dig that.
And let me tell you what God has never done. Never failed me yet. And so consequently, I'm not bitter or broke. So he's always safe. He's in a safe space.
Right.
At any point, I could go and be like, this is not enough. His daycare bill now is $650 a month.
They don't play no games with daycare. The whole child support check goes to daycare.
No, excuse me, the half, because you're only paying $375. So that don't even cover his daycare. He ain't even fed, clothed, ate, or nothing. We running out of time. So, yeah. Who does it hurt? Our men.
Yeah.
When you're doing it from a bitter place.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Who does it hurt? Our men. And I ain't even gonna say black, white, blue, or green. And not being funny for me start statistics. Statistics show that white men are more on child support than black men. Stop playing with me. I don't got time to keep playing with y'all. So we're not doing that today, okay? But who does it hurt? Our men. Especially if they're there for bitter reasons. But if you move the way you did it because the way I did it, I'm not even gonna be honest with you. I did it because I was bitter. Let's do it.
Okay.
I did it because I asked you for this help. And as you are rolling a non-necessity, told me I can't commit to $100, baby, I'm down there. Because I'm pretty sure that man gonna tell you got to pay more than that. And so once that happened, I'm not gonna lie to you, I left it there. And every time I give him a chance to fix it. I'd be like, yo, if you show up for 6 months, I'll drop the order. Because I know the order affecting your life.
Correct.
He never shows up for 6 months, bro. So at this point, I did it, but I wasn't bitter.
Right.
I did it from protest. So the question is now, we know it affects our men. Is it effective? Sometimes. Sometimes.
In instances, yeah. I think that is individually based because
I agree.
There's different reasons why it can't be effective. Like for instance, how right? Well, let me ask you this, right? There's the cheat code of, hey judge, I don't have a job, and then the judge imposed $68 on you. This is actually a fact. This is a fact. So then who is it hurt? Now you're in the system for not being able to, you're not going to get your tax money most likely. You're already a statistic to another. And now you ain't getting no job. and she only getting $68 a month, which ain't really helping
your
and
kid.
It's not even helping the kids. So while you think that you're being, conniving, slick, or whatever the case may be to get your hand out of the lion's mouth, you're only hurting your child in the end. And I don't understand at the end of the day, when you're going to go get a job,
you're a dad.
When you're going to go get a job and you have a child, what bigger reason to get more money in your life than your child?
You're not an F-boy. You're not going to understand.
You're
not a deadbeat baby daddy. You're not going to understand.
I don't know. The streets don't call me that much.
Well, let me help you out. You're not a trash father. You're never going to understand.
I can respect that.
You're not an F-boy. It's never going to make sense.
Right.
You're not a bitter baby daddy. It's never going to make sense.
I've been you know what? I've been on the
angry?
cusp. I've been an angry baby daddy.
But
you know
not a
what?
bitter
Don't ever,
one.
you know what? Don't call me baby daddy. I've been an angry father.
Father, facts.
I've been an angry father. And I know exactly how it feels. But then when you have a conversation with yourself, when you're alone by yourself, and you realize the tit for tat, the court visits, all these things that you're going to try to do the back and forth with the mother of your kids,
the only person
it hurts your child, and it becomes a bad example for your child who may be in a situation someday. So,
All right, Lambo, so how we fix it?
How we fix it? If you want my true honest, be two adults and communicate. If she asks you, hey, buddy, I need X, Y, and Z, if you come out your face and say, no, I can't do that, you're already in the wrong because you didn't put the effort or the best foot forward to go try to do it.
And I want to cut you. I'm sorry because it's not to put the best foot forward. The only thing I want to say to that, and then after this, we're gonna cue a clip from Killer Mike. Killer Mike, shout out to Killer Mike for the Grammys, shout out to the police that
did we even go? What did Killer Mike's solution?
Yeah, we gonna get to the end. Yeah,
all right.
So that was I was going there. So shout out to Killer Mike. So I'm gonna say that for me, the major solution is teamwork. Oh, yeah. For me, the major solution is teamwork. They can see you, Lambo.
Okay.
Right.
No, I'm still.
I know you're talking to them, but I'm just saying they can cut that part in mid-conversation.
Got you. My bad.
Yeah, for me, the main solution is teamwork. The reality is that for me, I just told a dad this the other day. I told a dad, you know how frustrating it is if I ain't got it, I call you, you ain't got it, but I am the only person with the job that has to figure it out. I said, do you know how frustrating that is as a mom? And again, I'm not saying it's not frustrating for you because you already don't got it. That's already frustrating because broke stuff is not comfortable. Broke stuff ain't comfortable. So I was like, but can you imagine if I ain't got it and you ain't got it, but I'm the only one obligated to figure it out? That's exhausting. So for me, the solution is teamwork. Really understanding that I don't have it is not a solution, not as dad or mom. And then I listened to Killer Mike.
So back to child support. I think the solution is this, and I'm out your way. 2 years. Young woman gets pregnant as a teenager, young man and woman get pregnant. This is the 2-year plan. First 2 years are debt-free. You don't have to pay the government anything back. So she doesn't get to drag him into court and the court doesn't say, you owe us money for investing in your child through food programs, through early Head Start programs. Because in those 2 years, the boy has the option, or not even the option, he has the demand of the co-man to then go to a trade school. You have to go to a trade school, which incentivizes the United States to do it because we need more tradespeople.
Right. So what y'all just heard was Killer Mike. Shout out to Killer Mike again for the Grammys. We are proud of you, my bro.
Very much
But
so.
y'all just heard Killer Mike's version or his solution to the problem. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm cool with Killer Mike's response up until what happens if they don't do what they supposed to do. So me personally, I'm 100%. I thought that was brilliant. It was innovative. I agree. It's a way to save our communities, it's a way to save our people. I'm here for it gives our men a trade.
Right.
It gives them, I'm here for all of what he said.
Right.
Implement that program 100%. But what does it look like if these dads, I was going to say if these dads don't show up and do that? What happens then? That's my only thing to that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think that, he offered a lot of incentives, but with incentives definitely needs to come with consequences.
It definitely needs consequences. That was my only thing. I'm like, the incentives were beautiful. He was like, listen, for the first 2 years, you don't have to pay back the government. You automatically got to go to a trade school. Right. You got to get a trade, learn something. That way you can get from the trade, you can provide for your kid. If you get married, you get a house. All of these things were amazing things if you followed the plan.
The game plan, correct.
I asked my baby daddy for $100 while he was rolling weed.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. You can laugh. That's why I had to give my money up. It's okay.
Understood. I never
that's
with it.
funny.
Hey, look.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like right. So if we had put him in the plan, what's the consequence of the plan? That's it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Jail.
Jail. Because here's the thing about it, right? If you don't already, what's in place right now
Yes.
is jail time. If you get
and a bill.
And a bill at the end of the day. So you can't sit there and say, I'm gonna fix this plan.
Agree.
I'm gonna fix this plan right here, but it has no consequence to it at all, because what are you really fixing? All you're doing is offering incentives, and with everybody who gets an incentive or a new plan is placed, there's always somebody who's gonna learn how to take advantage of the system. So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that this new plan is foolproof from beginning to end. I can't just keep handing you over chances, and your child is not reaping the benefit from these chances.
Let's give a bell for Killer Mike for his solution to the problem. I love that. Let's give a bell for Lambo for feeling the same way I felt.
Hey, look, it ain't gonna be too many times of that.
Period.
Ain't gonna be too many times of that. So
yeah, that's it. With that being said, y'all, we gonna roll into our last segment of the day. Recently, I was on internet and I was doing some research on Beyonce internet. Y'all know I love calling it Beyonce's internet. And I found out that they're saying that women are far surpassing men in home ownership, which made me and Lambo argue, as always. And so statistics show that women are far surpassing, again, men in home ownership. And a lot of the reasons why is because women, they're just tired of waiting for men to do the things that they want to do for themselves. I'm not mad at that. As a homeowner myself, that was exactly why I did it. Okay. But by the time I became a single mom, and statistics show that y'all don't like single moms. Yeah, and they take a simp. What I need to get, I gotta marry a simp or a beta or all that, those things.
I ain't gonna say that.
That what society said.
I mean,
that what the internet, that what Beyonce internet said.
I know I ain't rushing to take care of nobody else.
That's the one.
For real. Now,
See?
unless I could benefit
and
out of it as a man alone.
That's a topic for another day. So, all right, boom. So with that being said, I know why I got into home ownership. Lambo's argument is 100% that men don't really need homes.
Correct.
And so, two things. We're going to unpack that question.
Right.
Why do you think that women are owning homes at an alarming rate more than, I think you already said it, because you don't think men need homes.
I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of times you see a single mom or mama alone being the primary or custodial parent.
But keep in mind that statistics wasn't about moms. It was literally single women.
Single woman. But within that category, still fits. It still fits in that category. And being in that, it also creates a demand. It creates a need. It creates a new structure needed around your child. What you gonna do? What would I do if I'm living alone, which I do live alone, and I have apartments worth of stuff? I know what it's like.
His house, by the way. But go ahead.
I know what it's like.
I just want to put that out there. He owns his house, y'all. Because first of all, with that, I don't need no house. Hey, well, he needed one.
Quick clap it up. Yeah.
Bell for Lambo being a male.
I don't fit that statistic that we're talking about.
He needed one. So the question is, why did you go get a house, but you know that the rest of the men, we're excelling? Why?
Okay, 3 reasons for me.
Give me the given.
I was living in a great location, but the location of my apartment cost just as much as a house. Cost just as much as a house. I said, hey, look, if I'm gonna be living and paying $1,600 for rent, I don't want somebody being able. I don't want to hear nobody cares right next door.
Bell for Lambo being smart.
I don't want to hear nobody cares above me. I don't want to hear nobody cares below me.
Facts.
I don't want to know if you can share a bug with me.
Facts.
I don't want none of that. If that bug in here, it's because of Shane. Shane gonna look at himself. You get what I'm saying?
So yours was personal gain.
100%. It was completely 110% personal gain. But there's also as well. There were a couple of things about it, right?
Right.
Because me having a business as well, there were places I need to put my equipment.
Facts.
And this apartment did not fit where I could put my equipment completely at all. I got lights, I have stands, I have audio thing, all sorts of gadgets that I'm a very techie person about. Okay. And I wanted to be able to organize myself better instead of feeling like when I walk into the door of an apartment,
you crunched in.
I'm crunched in.
Okay, and what's your third reason, Lambo?
My third reason is because I wanted my babies to be able to have
I was waiting for him to say his kid.
Room.
Shout out for Lambo taking care of his kids.
I wanted them to have their own room. When they come over, I wanted to be able to do this.
Shut the door.
Go get which one? Who want what?
That's the
what
one.
room you
I
want?
love
That's your
that.
room? Go get it. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to do these things. Not saying that you could not do that with an apartment.
It ain't big enough.
But it don't
Ain't no
feel,
yard.
it does not feel the same.
Yeah,
it does not feel the same at all. Then on top of that, I love land.
That's it.
I love land. I love deeds.
All right, y'all. So this all we saying. We're not for, at this point, we're not for nor against home ownership, right?
Right.
But we do think that you should have the tools in case you want to own your own home.
Right.
With that being said, first thing first is credit.
Hey, for sure.
First thing first is credit. If your
For
credit's
sure.
messed up, log on to this podcast, log on to the website. I will ask our team to put some more information. I'm really going to ask them that, to put some information on there about how you can get your credit straight, okay?
Oh, I got some things for you.
Lambo, we'll put it out there.
I got some things
So
for you.
you can either go to our website or Lambo has an app. You can go on the app and get the information. And where can they find the app, Lambo?
Oh, hold on. Don't speak too soon. I gotta distribute my app. I just literally put
I'm
my app
sorry.
into. It's okay
It
because
will
you're gonna
be
see it
there,
soon.
but
You will
or
see
it would
soon.
be on either my website
But
or on the
I
website.
think, but yeah, I do have a website, but I do thank you for being able to bring that
Plug
up
it
because
up
now,
there.
you plugging me in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, the information will be on the app. So number one, your credit is always it. Number two, paying down debt. So that goes along with your credit. Okay, you want to make sure that debt is down. You want your debt to income ratio to be pretty okay, at least under 30%. Also, if you are military, you are a vet, there are so many freaking programs. Lambo's a military. Thank you so much for serving, baby.
Thank
We love
you.
you so much. My dad was a vet. My brother's a vet. There are so many programs for our vets. So if you are a vet, please reach out. Specifically, I'm going to shout this person out because I always told y'all, Stephanie Johnson. She was my realtor. She was also military.
Okay.
So talk about somebody that got knowledge and expertise. If you need a realtor, you're in the Virginia area, please reach out to Stephanie. She'll be amazing to you. And more importantly, the will to do it, okay? We project kids. The reason why we call, and we're going to roll into the end of this because we're rolling about time coming up, y'all. But we project kids. We named this podcast Cross the Water because we are literally from cross the water. Now, here's the thing. We're no longer, well, it don't matter how you flip the bread. We from cross the water.
Right.
So at this point now, we live in the south side Chesterfield specifically. We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
We went and got
went
that
suburbia.
land. We
Yeah,
planted
got some
that
land.
flag.
But if they ask where we from? Cross the water.
Cross that water.
Specifically Fairfield Court.
Specifically Mosby Court.
So with that being said, we're telling you we are two black project babies, letting you know that anything is attainable if you want to do it.
It's possible. Go do your research.
That's it.
Go do your research.
And
Don't
if
be
you
afraid to
can't-
get off. And they tell you hop off the porch for everything. Go
Hop
hop
off the
They
porch.
say hop off the porch for everything.
And
Go
if
hop
you
off the
can't
porch and go
get
get
it-
you some land.
And here's the thing: if you can't get it from there, then you tune in to Cross the Water because you
Hey.
absolutely can get it from here.
For sure.
With that being said, I think our time coming to an end. Lambo, you got any announcements? What you doing this weekend? Real
Okay.
quick, bring us home.
I'm gonna be probably all up in your business. 'Cause
He
you gonna be-
always in my business. We put
What you do?
space.
What you do? I want this. I
Spades.
want the spades. I want
the
the food.
spades.
I want it all. I'm coming around your way. See what's going
Yeah.
on. We 7 minutes around the block.
So yeah, we got that going on this weekend. I got a networking event coming up March the 9th. I'll make sure y'all pull up that. Shout out to my people's Hot Mix VA.
Right.
Shout out to them. Shout out to our engineer for the night, Real Triple XXX Division. Shout out
Hey.
to my baby boy who's in the building because my son is right there. So don't ever question whether or not I got mine because he's right there. Toya, we love you, baby.
Most
101.1 the fam. Thank
101.
y'all.
Thank y'all
for having
so
us.
much for bringing this out, helping us get to the top to where we needed to be to bring this to the spotlight. Because at the
Period.
end of the day, there's so many podcasts
Oh
out
my
here.
God.
There's so many
They
podcasts
ain't
out
doing
here.
what we
and
do, though.
They don't do what they do, and they not who we are.
They're
We
not.
are
Richmond.
We are Richmond. We
That's
ain't talking
it.
about Petersburg.
What they say, this
we
ain't the
talking about
R- the
Hopewell.
RVA.
This ain't even RVA.
This
This
is
the
real
R. This the R.
This is
Find
the
you something
R.
safe to do.
Find you something safe to do. With that being said, y'all, my name is Jewel Princess Johnson, a.k.a. Kokayeena, a.k.a. the dopest host on the East Coast, and wherever I'm at, I'm going to do the most. And tonight, I was cross the water with my boy Lambo.
Hey, it's your boy Fastlanelambo. You can definitely check me out at www.frathousemedia.com. Be able to tune in to some of my artists. I always throw lives on my IG if
He
you happen to
does.
follow, and you'll be able to see me with any artist around this city. Just come to visit me.
That part.
But at the end of the day, it's all about the home team.
Period.
Cross the water.
Cross the water.
This that JD all the way to Chambo. This that box Chevy